And we are back. Welcome back to Mayday for hour 2, where we have a lot to talk about and a lot of stuff to get into and chat with. But the nice thing is, hour 2 of this show is usually pretty chill. Pretty heckin' chill. We have, I'm just going to turn this off. So many things to get into. So little time. Actually, we got a lot of time. I don't want to put that up there. But as you noticed, anyone who was there on the first hour of the show, and I'm going to make sure this is going live because sometimes it doesn't. It did. We're live. Look at us. We are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for your subscriptions and everything that everyone has done so far in the show. Today, I'm going to try to look some of this stuff up. Mythical MW, 7 months. Thank you so much. Fat Mall, 78 months. Scoop Me one up, 39 months, right at the top of the show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, I apologize too. We don't have our producer David today, so it's all me. So I appreciate your patience as I try to add things to this production. You should see how many buttons there are. I should do a little behind the scenes, I think, on this show because there's so much going on. But I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you're having a good time. As always, please make sure if you have a question you would like to ask or like me to answer at the bottom of the show, hit me with it, and I will put it in the queue, and we will get to it as the show progresses. But before we do that, feel free, obviously, to get them out there. But before we do that, we're going to get into our Nasty's pitch of the week because there's some good ones. Lots of pitches. We finally have some real pitches that matter, and some of these are just absolutely. You'll see. Some of them were absolutely unfair, and I'm just glad that I don't have to deal with trying to compete with these people anymore. That's what I'm glad. Here we go.
Nastiest pitches of the week.
Nasty. Nasty's pitch of the week. Look how little I am down here. Nasty's pitch of the week. You guys ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Here's the honorable mentions.
Okay, cool.
What? We got Sandy Alcantara with a sink piece at 98 right down the middle. We got a nice little Pate 98 from Gregory Soto down and away. Oh, yeah, strutted off, number 65. And then Matt Gore, first of all, best celebration in the league. This dude struck out 13 guys in this game, but every single time he struck somebody out, he took that glove off. I love it. I love that. He just takes the glove, adjusts the pants, and walks it off, dude. Keep that shit up, dude. Keep that shit up. He had a lot of nasty pitches, but unfortunately he didn't make the top 10 because there were that many. All right, and number 10.
Okay, cool.
10.
Ichiro with the first pitch of the season for the Mariners, 84 miles an hour to manager Dan Wilson, who almost was like, Jesus Christ. Though I have heard that is actually the second fastest one he's ever thrown. But Ichiro still got it. Surprise. Hall of Famer. He's currently in the Hall of Fame and still throws harder than everybody else. And you know what he's not? He is not a zero-time All-Star. He's got many All-Stars. Number 9.
Okay, cool.
9.
Trevor Springs. Changer from hell. Julio Rodriguez. You're out. Nice little pitch. Jeffrey Springs threw a really quality game on our way to a 1-0 win for the Athletics, in which they split the first series of the year. The Oakland A's. The redacted A's are looking much, much better this year. A lot of guys getting their second, third, and fourth years in the major leagues. So expect. I mean, I don't think they're going to run away with the division, but I do think they're much better. And this guy's gross for a lefty that throws 91 miles an hour. He is good. So good pickup for them. I think it's going to be a quality pitcher for them as long as it's good. All right. Who came on with number 8?
Okay, cool. Use.
8.
It's Tarek Skubal. Never got there. It's so funny. That was 91. So he swung at it like it was 74, and it was 91 because that guy throws so hard. Unfortunately, he did get him later in the game for a big boy homer. I believe it's his next at bat, so third time around. But Skubal had pretty good stuff there at the beginning and got touched up a bit, but so far so good. Number 7.
Okay, cool. Use.
7.
Ryan Walker. Yut. What? One more time. He steps in off the frame and throws a slider, and then the righty goes, "Hey, I don't. This isn't very fun. I would like to go. I would like to be done now." And then he was.
Okay, cool. Use.
6.
Ryan Helsley, 2 sliders, first 2 strikeouts of the year. Beautiful little down and away, and then to end the game. Now you see me, now you don't. 90 miles an hour down at the bottom. He had a 50+% whiff rate on that pitch last year, and looks like he's starting off on the right page with that. He also throws 102. So
Okay, cool. Use.
5.
at 5, Nick Pivetta. Oh my God. A nice little negative 18 inches on drop. Yeah, I want to watch it again. Yeah. One more time. I just want you to notice something. It looked like a fastball. Now it's not. It's in the dirt. That's crazy. That just shouldn't even be possible. But he did it. All right, now we're in our top 4, and if you're eating, I would stop.
Okay, cool. Use.
4.
Blake Trinan. God damn it, Blake.
Okay, cool. Use.
3.
Paul Skeens, Splunker, dude. That was 94. Oh my God. Otto Lopez, welcome to the show. This is Paul Skeens. He's 22 and he is your dad. He's everyone's dad, though. It's okay. We're all one big family. He's my dad. I don't even play anymore. Dude. Paul Skeens, he didn't even look that sharp. He just looks like he's like, I don't know. He just looks like it's free. All right, number 2.
Okay, cool. Use.
2.
Clay Holmes, 95 sinker. That's 17 inches of arm side run, followed by a negative 22 inches sweeper. Once again, that is 17 running into Jose Altuve. Ugh. He's like, well, I didn't want to hit that. That was scary. Watching this live, I was like, they should probably change the bats. All right. That's a lot of good pitches. That's a very, very good countdown for the first week of the season. But you're number 1. You're number 1. Maybe need some Tums.
Okay, cool. Use.
1.
Smith Shaver. Splitter. Look at this thing. What was that? Like it was almost an accident. Hold on. Look at Manny. Manny's like, are you sure I swung? So if you watch in slow motion, he actually does get this weird side spin that it's so like it's spinning so slowly that it's actually seam shifting as well, and it's catching air also. So it's a seam shifted splitter, which makes no sense. But I will be honest, it's a little bit of a misfire here too. He didn't mean it to be this nasty, right? He wanted to go down, but it just so happened to work out. Yeah, it moved like a knuckleball. 82 miles an hour. They call it a changeup, not a changeup. It's a splitter. But Smith Shawver is your number one pitch of the week. Tip of the cap. That was fun to watch. And those were your Nasty's pitches. As always, guys, if you want to get your own Nasty's pitch put into the queue, Discord is a great way to do it, or you can send it to pitches@maydayshow.com. Please send me a StatCast search link. That is StatCast space search in your search bar. It'll take you to a like filter page, and that'll help you find the pitch. If you want tutorial on how to do it, I have a video up on my YouTube channel. Whoa. So that is Nasty Pitches. Okay. There's a bunch of weird stuff happened. And so we're going to talk a little bit about it. And isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Sure. Sure it is. All right. Isn't that interesting? Let's get into it. First thing that happened. Oh my goodness. Oh, run down. First thing that happened. Wilson Contreras ate his bat tape. What? So I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things I can explain about Major League Baseball, just about baseball in general. This, no clue. I think he just wanted to. Mint flavored tape. I don't think that exists, guys. I don't know. You heard it's gum? I don't think it is gum, guys. Because there's still, you telling me he put gum on his bat to grip it? That doesn't make any sense. It's giving Puig in a way. It is a little bit. Anyway, so, you know, anyone explain it, you have my email. Just email me. Thanks. Okay. We talked a little bit about some firsts and things that happened this year, and I thought it would be interesting to touch on some of them. Austin Wells became the first Yankee catcher in history to hit a leadoff home run. Then when he's followed by Paul Goldschmidt, the next day, Paul Goldschmidt hit his first leadoff home run ever. They're the first guys ever in the history of the game to both be to hit first, to lead off a season with both guys hitting first the 2 days. Were both first-time first hitters, both hitting leadoff home runs. So that all happened. They also hit 9 homers in the game for second most all time. They hit 7 home runs in the first 3 innings of a 20-9 win over the Brewers. That's a record. 7 homers in 3 innings. They hit 5 in the first 2. That's a record. They broke that record. And you know what other record got broken? This is Carlin Pickens, freshman from University of Tennessee. She threw a pitch underhand at 78.2 miles per hour. To put that in perspective, that's 109.9 miles per hour of major league pitcher thrown overhand. As many of you know, softball pitchers throw from 43 feet away, and they're pretty much like crow hopping at you, and that is absolute insanity. But I have some experience with this, so I prepare for story time. Okay. That's the wrong thing. Oh yeah, I forgot this camera doesn't focus anymore. Okay, we're gonna just do this. Story time. So I grew up. Damn it, dude. As the bat boy for my sister. My sister's 9 years older than me. She was a pitcher, and she went to University of Delaware and played softball for 4 years. She played with a couple people that were on the USA softball team, and they threw like 71, 72. And I'll tell you what, watching that from behind home plate was terrifying. It sounds like a gun going off. So I can't imagine what 78 is like. I was the bat boy, and this one time I ran out to get a bat when the bases were cleared and there was someone coming to slam home. I was like 6 or 7, and one of the on deck batter had to like tackle me out of the way as a girl was sliding in at a play at the home. So aren't those balls hard as rock? Actually, softballs aren't as hard as baseballs. Did you get me there? I think you got me there. Alrighty. Okay. How about a crazy fact of the week for y'all? Actually, we go here. Here's your crazy fact of the week to go in and wrap up our Isn't That Interesting? And let's get into some conversations. I do want to talk a little bit about the torpedo bats again in a moment, but another interesting fact found by our friend Henry in the writer's room over there. At the start of the 1907, we're going way back. Start of the 1907 season, the New York Giants opened against the Phillies following a heavy snowstorm. In preparation for the game, groundskeepers were forced to shovel large drifts of snow on the outer edges of the field in foul territory. After falling behind 3-0, the disappointed fans at the Polo Grounds, so it's like a football field, began hurling snowballs onto the playing field, disrupting play. As the melee progressed, chaos ensued, and fans began rushing on the field to continue the snowball fight. After being pelted, home plate umpire Bill Clem had enough and called a forfeit in favor of the Phillies. Wait, so they called the game and they gave the Phillies the win because people were having a snowball fight on the field on the Polo Grounds. You guys remember when baseball was fun? I don't either. All right. Okay, it's questions time. It's time to ask me anything you want. You can ask me anything on the planet that you guys want, and I will do my best to answer it. So just start asking questions. But in the meantime, I would love to have another chat about Batgate. And I want to talk a little bit more about this and your guys' thoughts. I really want your guys' feedback. The chat is up on the screen. I want to see what you have to say. What are we feeling about this? Because people really, really don't like it. They think that it's cheating. It's not cheating. We've talked about it. That's the rule. We know the rule. So what do you guys think? How are we feeling about it? Ooh, we got one for Branch. Clase hit India in the face with a four-seamer, a pitch he doesn't throw. Coincidence or something else going on there? It wasn't a four-seamer. It was just, it was called a four-seam on TV. It was a misread. I already looked at this. It didn't cut, that's why. So basically what happens is, for the system that works on the TV, there's parameters set for each pitch for it to automatically pop up. No person's pushing the button. Right? So every once in a while, you'll have a pitch that like moves like your changeup, but it's a fastball. So the velocity, so the movement overrides the velocity, and it says it's a changeup when it's a fastball. It happened to me a couple times. Sometimes I got sinkers, but yeah, it was just straighter than his other pitches. So I don't think I don't think it had anything. I don't think it was hitting over Bruce. I don't think there's no reason to, especially when they're closer. We really need the Mariners to order some of those bats. Because Julio gets jammed. I actually would agree with that. It's probably something Julio should look into, but it's not just something you get you get used to. So here's an interesting thing about like bat. So these bats exist, but they're mini. So they have something called a mini bat. Where they're trying to get guys to feel their hands. And what it does is the point is to shift the weight where the heaviest part of the bat is closer to your hands because it feels different when you swing it. So a lot of guys like are working on, they're coming back from a wrist injury and they're working on like getting the wrist breaking, whatever, with something that's lighter. And a lot of times they look like this, okay? Or the heavier bats are usually look like this because they put a bunch of crap in there. That said, it's not something you just pick up and it feels like your other bat. It feels different because the weight is closer to your hands. So like it could potentially change your swing in such a meaningful way that makes you worse. You're not just going to swing it exactly the way that you were swinging your other bat. So that's why people didn't just do it. These guys known about it. I think Volpe used it in spring quite a bit. But if you can get used to it, it's something that could be an interesting tool for you to use. I like it. People are like, oh, it's like spider attack for pitchers. No, it's not. It's not that type of advantage. But it's like the tall putters in golf or something, right? It's a tool that a lot of guys who are straight up are saying it makes it too easy. But like, then you should use it. How long have they been around? So only a year. I think last year is when they were really developing it, and they've been doing a lot of testing. So they haven't been around, but it's not like as big of a secret as you think it is. But like other teams have noticed it, and if they make a model of bat, that bat company, like you can't just say you can only make this for us. They don't have exclusive deals. So other teams can say, hey, I want this, and they give it to them. So because the bat manufacturers are making these, the ones that make the other bats, like anyone can get them. So Marlins 3-1 start, boom or bust. They are not a boom. It is not a boom. No. Yeah, they beat the Pirates 3-4. Like, come on. Do I think they're going to be horrible? No, but like I don't know if you guys like looked at the lineup and I was like, though my man Jonah Bride is batting third for him. So, but yeah, I wouldn't count on everyone in the lineup doing what they did. They're piecing things together a little bit, but they do have Sandy Alcantara. They'll be fine, but they're not going to win the division. That's definitely not happening. Take that to the bank, friends. Just curious to see how the Yankees do going forward. Brewers pitching is trash, so I don't think it was the bats. I mean, a little bit of it had to do with the bat. It did, but it's like that. You didn't, guys. Bats aren't. You don't just pick up a bat and you're like, oh, I can't hit. No, I can't hit. Like that's not the difference. It's just Anthony Volpe gets jammed all the time. A couple guys who get jammed all the time got a couple barrels. That's all that happened. That combined with poor pitching provided these home runs. Like Volpe's pitch the first homer he hit was hit 103 off the bat, and he looked jammed as hell. I was like, dude, there's no way that gets out. And it was 103.7 off the bat. It looked like it was 45 miles an hour off the bat. But he hit it. Now, Devers might be busting. What's next? A fungo torpedo? I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why you need to do that. Cardinals 3-0, boom or bust. Also, probably a bust. They might be fine. I think they're going to be okay. I think the Cardinals are just going to be okay because they're always okay. And they have veteran guys that know how to win. But they just like their ceilings aren't very high. They don't have a ton of talent. The Twins are struggled. I wouldn't say anybody. Ooh, this is interesting. This is another great question. I like this open-ended conversation we're having right here. I love hour 2 of this show. Did you see that Crochet dropped his arm angle by about 7 degrees? I didn't. That is concerning. 7 degrees is a lot. Now, one thing that is normal is most guys do change their arm angle as the year goes on, or as years compile. Like mine went from like I can't remember. It was like it ended like 41 degrees. No, it ended like 38 degrees, but it started like 42. So I dropped 4 degrees over my career. A degree a year is usually okay. It's something to do with, it's just how you age, man. And stuff tightens up and stuff doesn't fully bounce back. And the higher your arm slot is, generally, the harder it is on your shoulder. Your shoulder, which is the pivot point of giving your arm slot mostly. So, but yeah, seven's interesting. Seven sounds purposeful. Like seven's what you do when you go from being 3/4 to sidearm on purpose. Belligerent makes a great point, though. MLB The Show is all in on the Twins. Even though they didn't win the World Series, that would be the Arizona Diamondbacks. Metal bats when? Dude. People will die, Hexor. Ooh. Hot take here by Alan. Elaborate. What do you mean by that? Okay, I'm going to make this big so I can see this. There we go. Cool. You may have already talked about this, but do you see Chris Bubik humming it lately? Is he throwing cheese? We can do a little bit of looking it up if you want. I have no problem with that. Look that up. Here, I got to move a couple things around if you want me to do it, but I can do it. So you say Chris Bubik throwing hard, huh? Can anyone confirm? Oh, 59 months from Bird Math Teacher. Thank you so much. When does Ohtani come back to pitch? That's a good question. I will attempt to answer it. When does Ohtani come back to pitch? I think they are in no hurry. I think they've been pretty clear about this too. He hadn't thrown a bullpen for 2 weeks before, so he's probably dealing with a little bit of soreness. You know, at the end of the day, they just really need him to be on the mound. I know MLB Show has him winning the Cy Young. You can't win unless you pitch, but it's okay. Why doesn't Ryan Walker get talked about enough? It's because he's not a closer. Just like I just talked about Jeremiah Estrada. Ryan Walker's going to be another guy we talk about. Right, I'm gonna love getting into him as well. He is very good. I think he deserves his flowers. I think that the San Francisco Giants have a great bullpen, really quality bullpen, especially if they have Jordan Hicks out there. Ryan Walker, Tyler Rogers, Camilo Duvall. Like these guys are funky. They got a bunch of weird stuff going on. What do you think about Ohtani being the DH closer? The question is why? Why move him to be the closer? Why? What is the point of that? He doesn't add more value. He adds more value as a starter. So if he can start, moving to closer does nothing. Doesn't make the team that much better because they have like 5 closers. And they're not going to pitch him all the time. He's not going to close all the time. You know what I mean? There's no reason to. And you got to also know this. They call us fails relievers are failed starters on purpose. It's because you start as long as you can until you fail. Do you think a softball pitcher could throw a baseball faster than a softball? I don't think so. I think it's harder because it's lighter and it's the nature of the force. So you're dealing with a bunch of centrifugal force with a softball. You're like gaining momentum as you hold on to it. And it's a little bit like pitchers have a stab. Softball pitchers have more of a swing. So like get your from your start to your finish, the rate at which you can speed up is what gives you velocity. It's just different for pitchers. So no, I don't think they could. Do you think Mason Miller has more value as a starter or a closer? The reason Mason Miller is not a starter is because he cannot stay healthy. I don't know if you knew this. Mason Miller threw 28 innings before he got to the major leagues in 2 years because he could not stay healthy. And they were trying to make him a starter. That's why he's a closer. Ryan Walker, not the Giants closer. He is not. No. They kind of by committee it a little bit there. I mean, he closed a lot, yeah, but he might be. Well, then he's going to get talked about a lot more. I don't think many relievers in San Francisco get talked about a lot, just in general, for some reason. Mason Miller ever become a starting pitcher again? No. Well, he could. He might. Look up Eddie Feigner of King of His Court. I know about King of His Court. They're from my hometown. Their best pitcher or their catcher. No, the guy who played the outfield's from my hometown. Went to my high school. Surprised at that, huh? So, guys, anyone who doesn't know King of His Court it's a 3-man softball team that used to tour and play against softball teams. The guy threw a billion. Like, no one could hit him. Rays have a new relieving demon, Mason Montgomery. I have heard about Mason Montgomery. He's going to be highlighted on this show soon as well. I like this one. Thank you for prompting this, Braden. Thoughts on the Royals bullpen with the inclusion of Carlos Estevez? Love it. Big fan. Lucas Urseg, Hunter Harvey, Carlos Estevez, Bubich, Sam Long, Zerpa. I like them. I like them a lot. I think they have really, really good options. And those are some electric ass arms. Now, there needs to be some execution happening, and they need to actually put forward their best stuff and get the job done. But if they have the opportunity to, like, they have the stuff to do it. Any recommendations for Minneapolis going to Twins home opener for food? Butcher and the Boar. Ooh, I love this. Don't want to spam last time. So last time I asked, but any thoughts on what do you think about Roki Sasaki's going through? Completely normal. So I think we saw with how hard he took his poor performance the other day. I think we saw what kind of the crux of this whole offseason and these conversations we were talking about with what Roki wanted, like why he wanted to go certain places. Like there was stuff around like, hey, he didn't want to be the guy where they were relying on him because he knows where he is. He knows he has these issues with command sometimes, and he's 23. So, and they've been drooling over him since he was 14. So there's going to be this settling in that happens, I think, and it's going to take a little bit longer. He seems like a guy who pitches with emotion, and I know for a fact that. Not everyone's Paul Skeens, man. Like with that's just like full on military background, like just even keel from the moment he was born. Like other people are more emotional and don't handle those things as well. And Roki's one of them. So he's gonna have things like this, but his stuff's so good that he's gonna be able to get away with it. But it's gonna click. It's gonna click. He's surrounded by. He's on the best team with the best of pitching development or the best developmental system that has the most stars that he can kind of just learn from and be behind. And I don't want to say the least pressure. He's still going to put pressure on himself. But in reality, like, Roki can suck a little bit, and then their team's going to be fine. Are you able to say anything good that John Fisher does? Able to? Why? What does he do good? What does he do well? Is he a philanthropist? Is he one of those philanthropists that just puts his name on everything? By the way, guys, if you want me to think you're a good person, donate some money somewhere and then don't tell me about it. Anyway, any thoughts on Profar? I don't know enough information about the situation. I don't know what the substances were, or there's only been one source too. So that's a big allegedly out of me. Big allegedly. I love that this just stopped working. This is driving me nuts. Why don't you work? Why don't you work? What if I click on it? Man, this is annoying. Where even is it? Did I delete it? Oh my God. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? Anyway. How the hell do you get Aaron Judge out, or do you just accept fate? We've talked a lot about this. If you can throw a slider down and away in that corner over and over and over again, you're fine. The problem is you don't. Oh, Chicklet. Oh no, did I miss your donation? Let me see it. Huh. Where did it pop up? Well, then write it. Right? Just write it in the chat right now so I can see it. Sorry about that. Oh, super chat. Oh, from James Lindsay. Speaking of Skeens, how long until he's traded to the Dodgers because Bob Nutting is a cheap ass? A few years at least. A few years at least. But yeah, he will be. because he's not going to sign one of those 7-year, $24 million Bob needs him to sign in order to stay in Pittsburgh. Did Tatis really have ringworm? I bet you he did have ringworm. Yeah. But was it the cream that caused him his failed test? I don't know. I have no idea. How am I supposed to know? I'm just noticing a pattern. Just intentional walking with 2 outs and the base is empty. I don't know why. It's funny. The difference that like an offseason makes in the conversations. Remember when he couldn't put the ball in play? Oh, that's not what you were asking about? Yeah, he got popped. Yeah. Mookie Betts, still good. Loses 30 pounds. Still fine. He's fine. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway. Who did the Dodgers lose to first this year? Are the Dodgers 5-0? Oh, God. I'll screw the Twins. Don't panic. No one panic. We're only a few years in the year. And I said games. I meant games into the year. Ooh, Cowboy. What is my opinion on the Rangers and the World Series banner situation? I don't even know what you're speaking about. So we're going to do some breaking news here because I am unfamiliar. Where's the... All right. I'm gonna look up what you're saying. Texas Rangers World Series banner. Wait, this is from Facebook. We're not looking at that. Ugh. Why would that be the first thing? Okay, hold on. Why is there no World Series banner anymore? Texas Rangers, give an explanation. Rangers fans attending opening day noticed a piece of history missing from the ballpark. Banner commemorating 1923 no longer hanging right fields unveiled at opening day last season. Globe Life Field played Queens. We are the champions. White banner was okay. Notice the banner. The banner for 2023 is taken out. Was hung above the right field. Never intended to be permanent. It was being taken down. The permanent representation of 23 is a white placard above left field, and sits next to all postseason accomplishments of postseason pass. Oh, they just don't hang banners. Okay. So they're just not going to hang banners. Have you guys been to that stadium? There's a reason they don't hang banners there. Oh, there are banners. This is really confusing. I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Did I already touch on Kemp's comments to Devers on the Devers situation? I don't know about that either. What did he say? Are we talking about Tony Kemp or Matt Kemp? Interesting. 47-month sub from D Money. What's up, D Money? Thank you so much. Can I get some love in the chat for him? What do you think of Joey Gallo trying to switch to pitcher? Good for him, man. I love guys who want to keep trying to play a little bit longer. It doesn't work out very much. Tyler Naquin's doing the same thing. We talked about this the other day. But unfortunately, yeah. Food recommendations in Seattle. Do you like sushi? Do you like sushi? Who should take Max Scherzer's starting spot in the Blue Jays rotation? Oh, Scherzer's hurt, isn't he? Immediately, isn't he? Damn it. What do you think about thinking about? Hold on, Chiclet, I got you. Was this your donation? Let's hit this. What do you think about thinking about Luke Weaver from going from failed starter to one of the best closing pitchers in the league. Happens all the time, man. It really does. I got moved to the bullpen in 20. I'm not going to toot my own horn here, so just get ready, guys. Tooting. You ready? Get ready for the toot. 2015, I got moved after 16 starts to the bullpen. I finished the year with a 2.8 and struck out 12 per 9 and was setting up by the end of the year, throwing 97, 98. And I was throwing like 92, 93, and then I was throwing 95 to 97 after that. A lot of times it happens. You only have to throw a couple of different pitches. It's a transition that happens pretty regularly. Mason Miller did the same thing. Immediately was nasty. So, but yeah, I think it's great. It's great that he's gotten the opportunity after that long being a starter. It's sometimes guys hold on too much to that, right? So, I do like sushi. What's the recommendation? So we have Wasabi in Belltown, which is solid. It's pretty good. Sushi Kashiba is a really nice place. So if you want to go have a nice, like, it's not like Michelin star crazy, but like it's on the pricier side. Anything Kashiba. So there's Sushi Kashiba, and then there's Shiro Sushi. Both places are downtown, and then there's a place called Takai in Bellevue, which is like, it's technically like 4 or 5 miles out of the city. It's just across the water to the other city. You can see it across the water. It's not that far. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get there. That's another place by his son, Shiro's son. So those 3 places. Takai, Shiro Sushi, which is probably the more affordable one, and then, but it's also booked a lot. You got to like try to get in on the counter is my guess. And then Sushi Kashiba is like you're trying to go have a really nice dinner, go there. And Umi Sake House. Umi Sake House is a classic. That's another more affordable one. I mean, they all can be spendy if you really like order a bunch of expensive sushi, but Umi, more bang for your buck, and it's a cool ambiance. So that's why. Highly recommend it. Yeah, guys. So hour 1 like kind of ate up a lot of the stuff I had prepared, frankly, and I like answering your questions. Happy 43 months, Zetters. Hey, happy 43 months, man. Good to see you. Welcome in. So I had one last thing that I would like to do as a family. Just a really quick thing that an idea David, our buddy, our producer David had, and that I said we would do. Let me pull this article up and then tell you what we're going to do. Okay, so a few weeks ago, this article was brought to my attention. Rockies owner Dick Monfort urges MLB to adopt salary cap to combat Dodgers' runaway spending. Hey guys, put a salary cap so I can keep spending exactly the same amount of money I've always been spending, but the Dodgers can't. How long till torpedo bats become league standard? They're not going. I don't understand why everyone thinks torpedo bats are suddenly a cheat. It just moved the barrel closer to the hands. It's for people who can't hit the ball in the barrel. There's a lot of people who hit the ball in the barrel all the time. And if you move it down, then they'll never hit it on the barrel. It'll just cause the problem the other way. So it's not for everybody. It just so happened that we noticed it on a day they hit 9 home runs. It's correlation, not causation. Okay? Relax. Everyone relax. It's both. It's the bats and the bad pitching. They both happen at the same time. Okay? It's both. It's always both. Have I taught you nothing? It's always both. Every time it's always a little bit of both. Anyway, Mr. Monfort complains about salary cap. Surprise. This man leads the crew a lot. So let's look at what he said. So what did Dick Monfort, the most reviled franchise owner in history of Colorado sports, going to do to change the damn thing about our lovable losers? That's a great thing. I'm surprised he did this article. The only way to fix baseball is to do a salary cap and floor. With the cap comes the floor. For a lot of teams, the question is, how did they get to the floor? And that includes us, probably. This man's like, yeah, for a lot of teams, they're going to struggle to pay the minimum. But once we get there, we don't have to do anything more. Like, bro, you're giving you're telling on yourself a little bit. And that includes us probably, but some sort of revenue split deal, I would be all in. I'm sure you would. Okay, anyway. David's idea was to write Mr. Monfort an email, and I want your input. Do you guys want to write Mr. Monfort an email? Because oh boy, do I want to. So what we're gonna do, because he is infamous, by the way, for doing this, I'm gonna pull up a Word document here. And we're gonna write one, short one. We're gonna be polite. We're gonna write him one. We're gonna send it to him because his email is public and he has answered these things in the past. But guys, I would like you to give me I wanna just ask him just a couple of quick questions, like short and sweet, make it really easy. We don't want to give him this long, like complaining email. We don't want to be rude and we don't want to be combative either. That doesn't get you anywhere. I understand it's easy to do and it's funny, but I really want to do this thing right. So let me just pull up a doc here real quick. We're going to do a Google Doc because that's what you do. Okay. Ooh, it's already zoomed in. Oh, this is good. Oh, yeah. We're going to call it. So we'll go here. Actually, let's go large. No, large is too big. Yeah, here. And then we'll go here. Nope, here. We're already here. We're going to call this Dear Mr. Monfort. Monforth. All right? Dear Mr. Monfort. No, it's Monfort. Don't tell us how to write his name. Ask him what his favorite food is. Oh, hold on. Let me, Paul, I got you right now. What do you think of Bryce Montesioca, and will he ever pitch for the Mets? He was absolutely electric. I played with him in AAA coming back from my injury in 2022. He's got a crazy good arm, but he has these mechanics that might never be doable. So it's like very Carter Capps-esque, but if he is able to stay healthy for any period of time, he will be effective. It's just I don't know if he can stay healthy. Again, I hear you, Johnny. We're not going to be rude here. Dear Mr. Monfort, and by the way, we're going to make this bigger so we can see it. Jesus Christ, Trevor. What is happening? Okay, we're going to go 28. Dear Mr. Monfort, okay. How about we start off by saying, my name is Trevor May. I used to play in the big leagues, but now I host a baseball show. I feel like I'm writing to a little kid. My viewers and I recently saw an interview you gave detailing the importance of the salary cap for MLB. Bro clearly doesn't have an English degree. You need a hook. Come on, man. I'm not writing a treatise. We're not writing a thesis here. And that's a say, not saw. Should we ask a couple questions? Okay, so we need questions. We need a couple questions. Okay. Ooh, branch. That's good. One. He brings up a salary floor, guys. He brings up a salary floor. He already said it. Okay. I love this one. So ask him if he worries about signaling. Do you worry? Do you worry alienating the MLB PA as there is 2 years still to go until the next negotiation? We're going to ask 3 total questions. Do you worry about alienating the MLPA as there is 2 years still to go until the next negotiation? Yeah, Jamin, we saw. It was a breaking news here on the show. Where do babies come from? Ooh, we got to finish with the severance one. Passing confirmed. Nah. Well, you know what that means. It's official. Jerks and Profar has been suspended for 80 games for taking illicit substances, performance-enhancing drugs. It's a big hit for the Braves, a team that has not won a game yet, 2025. Hate to see it. I'll keep you updated as we get more information. All right. We're back. All right. They found cluster. Is it the same thing as Tatis? Anyway. That sounds very familiar. Okay. How do the pros outweigh the cons under this new idea with cap and floor? He and other field owners extremely have no desire to spend enough to warrant a competitive lineup. Okay. Are drug tests random? Yes, they are. They're random. Okay. All right. Yes, they're random. Okay, we need a second question, and then we're going to ask the third one. So I want a legit question that we think he might want to answer, because if he does answer this email, we're going to go over it next week or in the next week. So what's another question that you would like to ask that is not, that might get a response? Because I think we want to be kind here about this stuff. Can Atlanta get out of the contract? They already, Panda, it's without pay, so they are out of it. It's fine. Like it's without pay. You don't have to pay him. So forever, however long the suspension is, the team is not liable to pay him any money. Yeah. So I liked the one. Is ringworm infection random? Kind of. Yeah. Worry about alienating MLPA. There's 2 years still to go in the next negotiation. And what number would make you sell? God damn it, you guys. Okay. What, in your opinion, is a good number for a floor and a cap? 3. What did you think of the season 2 finale of Severance? Of Apple, Severance. All best regards, the Mayday This is really hard to do because the thing's over here and it's not, I'm not used to it and whatever. Shut up. Don't yell at me. And that is booked. We're going to send that out. I will send that out right when the show ends, which is right now. When, what year do you think the Pirates trade Paul Skeens? They will not do anything with him until he's a free agent. Until he is in the last year before he's a free agent if they don't sign him to a team friendly. Dylan Cruz, 8 Ks, 11 at bats. Bust? Guys, nothing's a bust 3 games into the season. Sorry. If you don't think Rafi Devers is going to figure it out, you're crazy. Right? He just broke a record and he's one of the best hitters I've ever faced. So it's just how it works. But yes, I will send that out. I will let you guys know how it goes. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Is this to Manfred? No, it is to our friend Dick Monfort, the owner of the Colorado Rockies, who recently put out some public statements, and I am going to reply and see if he replies to us, which he does email back. And we were very kind, and I would love a reply. To be honest, you can't get to these people, so I'll see if he's interested in replying. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But yeah, like I said, we talked about why relief pitchers struggle at the beginning of the year. Same thing happens for position players and starting pitchers and everybody. All right. Okay, guys, that concludes. Why is the recording paused? What is going? Awesome. There we go. Fix it. All right. That concludes another edition of Mayday, guys. Don't forget to take advantage of the 30-day extended free trial with code BASEBALL30 on FanDuel Sports Network, previously known as Bally Sports. You can get 30 days off by scanning the QR code too from earlier in the show, or just going to the FanDuelSportsNetwork.com/packages and using the code BASEBALL30. You're welcome. I negotiated this myself. All right, you guys, have a great day. I hope you liked a show about the show. As always, drink a lot of water. Go watch some baseball and enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you next Monday at 1 p.m. A lot of fun things in the works. And without further ado, I'm going to let you go with this little hype video about Jeremiah Estrada before we get out of here. Enjoy this one more time. I'm really proud of it.